Good morning, guys. So we'll continue doing some practice solving simultaneous systems by substitution. Now I hope you remember that a solution is a point where both lines meet or intersect, and you can find that solution by graphing. So we've looked at the graphing method already. Now the method we're looking at is substitution, right? Substitution. All these methods are simply to help us find this point where these lines intersect or meet. And you guys remember yesterday you found some applications of this, and it's very useful. One of the most useful ones is in air traffic control. If this plane is flying at that kind of function and another plane is flying at this kind of function, you want to be able to figure out at what point will they be crossing the same point, and you want to make sure that they're not doing that at the same time, because if they are, they will collide. So these simultaneous equations help people to do a lot of things like that. Today I have structured these examples to look very similar to the homework questions that I want you to do. So after doing each of the examples, for example, after doing this example, please pause the video and then go and try to do 1E, right? After the next example, pause the video and then do 1F, like that. So let's look at this one. X plus y is equal to 5, x minus y is equal to 11. I need to look at these equations and solve for either x or y in one of them, and then put them in the second one. I'm going to choose this equation. This equation says x minus y equals 11. If I add y both sides, then I'll have x is equal to 11 plus y. Now I'm going to take that expression 11 plus y standing for x, and I'm going to substitute it in the first equation, right? In the first equation where I have x, I'm going to substitute with 11 plus y. So that first equation is which initially was x plus y is equal to 5, but since I know that x is equal to 11 plus y, I'm going to substitute 11 plus y here, and then plus another y is equal to 5. So I have 11 plus y is the same as 2y is equal to 5. And if I want to solve this, I'll have 11 plus 2y equals 5, subtract 11, 2y equals 5 minus 11 is negative 6, divide by 2, so y is equal to negative 3. Since y is negative 3, I remember that my x equation was x is equal to 11 plus y. So I'll go to that equation and substitute for this y that I've got. So 11 plus negative 3 gives me positive 8. So my solution for this simultaneous system of equations is x equals 8 and y is equal to negative 3. You can also write it as a point and just write 8 and negative 3. So obviously I substituted for x, but you can do it the other way and then substitute for y. The trick is to look for which equation is easier to make one of them the subject and then substitute it in the next one. So like I said earlier, of course I hope you've written down this example and then go and do this 1E in the textbook on the same page as yesterday, because it's similar to this one. Alright, after you've finished 1E, then come and unpause the video and then continue with this example. So here we have 2x minus y is equal to 5, 2x plus y is equal to 7. Again, try to look for the letter that is on its own, right? And in this case, we have two letters that are on their own. Those ones are easier to make the subject or easier to do with substitutions. Now, because I don't like negatives, and that's just me, you can choose whatever you want, I'm going to go ahead and choose this one, right? This one says 2x minus y is equal to 5. I'm choosing this one, but you are welcome to choose another one. Actually, let me choose the other one. This one says I'm going to use this one. I changed my mind. 2x plus y is equal to 7. I can easily take away 2x, and then I can take away 2x, and I'll be left with y is equal to 7 minus 2x. I changed my mind to use this one because the y is positive, so I don't have to worry about dealing with this negative here. That's a problem for another time. Now I have an expression for y. I got that expression from the second equation. I'm going to go and substitute that expression into the first equation. The first equation says 2x minus y is equal to 5. I'm going to substitute where I have y. I will put 7 minus 2x because y is 7 minus 2x is equal to 5. Then I'll distribute the negative inside, so that will be negative 7 and plus 2x. When this negative is distributed inside, it makes the 7 negative, it makes the 2x positive, is equal to 5. So I have positive 2x and positive 2x, that is 4x minus 7 equals 5. And if I want to solve for that, 4x minus 7 equals 5, I can add 7 both sides, plus 7. Then I'll end up with 4x is equal to 12, divide by 4, divide by 4, x is equal to 3. Since I've got x is equal to 3, I'll try to solve for y, and y is equal to 7 minus 2x, and since I know that x is 3, this will be 7 minus 2 times 3, which is 7 minus 6, which is 1. So my solution is x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 1. I can write it as a point 3, 1. Again, please pause the video at this point and then go and try 1f, right? After you finish 1f, you can unpause and continue to try this one. In this equation, again, like I said earlier, look for one of the unknowns that don't have any coefficients, right? Doesn't have any number in front of it, and then use that equation to make that unknown the subject. That would be easy to substitute. That's the easiest way to do it, but of course you are very welcome to try it any alternative ways, because you have to get to the same answer. So I'm going to use this one. X minus 4y is equal to 0. If I add 4y to both sides, then I'll have x is equal to 0 plus 4y, which is just the same thing as 4y. Now this is my expression for x. I'm going to get that expression and put it in the second equation. The second equation says 5x plus 8y minus 56 is equal to 0. In the place of x, I am going to put my expression here, that x is the same as 4y plus 8y minus 56 is equal to 0. 5 times 4y is the same as 20y plus 8y minus 56 is equal to 0. 20y plus 8y is the same thing as 28y minus 56 equals 0. So I'll add 56 to both sides. Then I'll end up with 28y equals 56. I'll divide by 28, divide by 28, and I'll end up with y is equal to 2. Since y is 2, I can find x, right? X is equal to 4y, so that is going to be 4 times 2, which is 8. So therefore my solution is x is equal to 8 and y is equal to 2. And like I said, if you want, you can write it as a point like that. So again, please pause and then go do 1G, and then when you finish 1G, move on to this last example. In this last example, we have 2 equations as usual, because the system has to have 2 equations. Look for one of them that you can use to make something the subject. So you're simply solving for one of the unknowns. Fortunately, here x is on its own and here x is also on its own, but I'm going to choose the second one because this y is a negative and I know I'll add it to both sides, so I don't have to deal with too many negatives. But like I said earlier, you're free to use the first equation or the second one depending on what you want to do. So if I'm using the second equation, I'm going to first take away this 8, so that the equation remains x minus 6y is equal to 16 minus 8 is 8. Right? Then I'm going to add 6y. I'm going to add 6y both sides, and I'll have x is equal to 8 plus 6y. Now I'm going to get that expression for x, this expression for x which I have created, and go and put it in the first equation. The first equation says x plus 3y plus 7 equals 6. I can first simplify it by subtracting 7 both sides. Then I'll just stay with x plus 3y is equal to 6 minus 7 is negative 1. Now I'm going to substitute for this x, right? In the place of x, I'm going to put this expression that x is the same thing as 8 plus 6y, right? And then plus 3y is equal to negative 1. So I have 8 plus 6y plus 3y equals negative 1. 6y plus 3y is the same as 9y. And this is 8 is equal to negative 1. I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides, and I'll end up with 9y is equal to negative 9. Divide by 9, divide by 9, y is equal to negative 1. Since y is negative 1, I'm going to use this initial expression that I created to find x. X is equal to 8 plus 6y, which is 8 plus 6 times y is negative 1, which is 8 plus negative 6, which is positive 2. So my solution for that one is x is equal to 2 and y is equal to negative 1, which you can write as a point, as a solution set. I've been saying point this whole time. Actually, yes, as a point. It is a point. To negative 1. So after this one, please go ahead and do 1h. And when you're done with that, that's it. You're done for the day. Bye. If you have any questions, I'll be on the call.